Hello, my name is Mr. Chonyo. Welcome to my study room. Today I'm solving essay question 10 of the 2024 WASSCE General or Core Mathematics paper written by Ghana. It's in part A and B, and I'm taking the part A right now. It reads, at a picnic, the number of individuals who like rice balls is thrice the number who like yam balls. Those who like both types of food is 1/3 those who like yam balls. I illustrate the information in a Venn diagram. If 139 out of the 1,382 persons at the picnic did not like any of the two types of food, find the number of persons who like alpha, rice balls, and beta, one type of food. And we start right with the I, which is for us to illustrate the information in a Venn diagram. As usual, we'll start by identifying the key facts from the problem, and this will help us to solve the problem. So it says at a picnic, the number of individuals who like rice balls are thrice the number who like yam balls. But we don't know the number that like yam balls. So let that be X, which simply means we are just using a letter to represent a number that we don't know, so that wherever we put that number, we can put X there to represent it. So let me write that quickly. Then mathematically, we can write that as number of Y, where Y stands for yam balls, equals X. So that from the first part of the problem, which is the number of individuals who like rice ball, can now be represented as number of R for rice ball equals 3x, because of the thrice the number who like the yam ball that is there. And then continue with the question. It says that those who like both type of food is 1/3 those who like yam balls. So mathematically, that can be written as number of Y intersection R equals 1/3x, which can also be written as x/3. So I can decide to write any of the two. Then now, with the benefit of the II, we can also add two more information, which is the universal set, and that is 1,382, and then the 139 who did not like any of the two dishes, and mathematically that can be written as number of Y union R or complement, and that will be equal to 139. Now let me just go ahead and sketch my Venn diagram. Right, this is my Venn diagram, but that's not all. We need to provide a number that like rice balls only and the number that like yam balls only. And right now we have to express that in terms of X. So the number that like rice ball only will be the number that like rice balls minus the number that like both rice and yam balls. And from the calculator, 3x minus 1/3x, and in the same as 3 minus 1/3 will give us 8/3x, or 8x/3, whichever way you want to call it. So we'll have 8x/3 here, and then we'll do the same for yam balls only, and that will be x minus x/3, and that equals 2/3x, and here will be 2/3x or 2x/3, whichever way you want to write it. So at this point, I want to believe that the first part of our question is answered, the I part, which is for us to illustrate the information on the Venn diagram. So this is how our Venn diagram looks like. And now let's go to the II part, which says that if 139 out of the 1,382 persons at the picnic did not like any of the two types of food. Find the number of persons who like alpha rice balls. So we'll go back to the Venn diagram, and I think everything here is expressed in terms of x. So if we go back and solve for the value of x, we'll know what 3x is, because 3x is the number that like rice balls. So once we know the value of x, we'll easily know what 3x is. And the easiest thing to do right now is to add everything in the Venn diagram and equate it to the universal set, and that gives us our answer. So let me go straight and do that quickly. So we add everything in the Venn diagram and equate it to 1382. And to simplify this further, I would like to use the calculator. So we have 8 over 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3, and that gives us 11 over 3. So this will be 11 over 3x plus 139 equals 1382. Then we subtract 139 from both sides. We're going to have 11 over 3x equals 1382 minus 139, and 11 over 3x will be equal to 1382 minus 139. That's 1243. So this will be equal to 1243. Then now we multiply both sides by 3. And then when we do this and this cancel out, we have 11x to be equal to 1243 times 3. So I have that on my calculator already, times 3. And that equals 3,729. So 3,729. Dividing both sides by 11 to get our x. X will be equal to, we go back to the calculator, divided by 11, and that equals 339. So x equals 339. Alright. Then now that we know the value of x, 339, we go back to the question. The number of persons who like rice balls, which is 3x. We will now come here, that let me just squeeze that here. So therefore, number of rice balls will be equal to 3 times 339, which is our answer for x. Yeah, that's x. And that will be equal to, we go back to the calculator again, 3 times 339, 1017. So 1017. And let me add quickly that another way we can solve for x will be to take the whole of r plus yam only. So we take the whole of rice, which is 3x, plus yam only, which is 2 over 3x plus 139, and equate it to 1382. Or we take the whole of yam, which is x, plus rice only, 8 over 3 x plus 139 equals to 1382. Both things will give us the same answer. Maybe let me just quickly put that here. Alternatively, rice is 3x, so 3x plus 2 over 3x plus 139 equals 1382. Or we can do 8 over 3x plus x, which is for y or yam, then plus 139 equals 1382. Or better still, we do the whole of rice, 3x, plus the whole of yam, x, then minus the intersection, which is x over 3 plus the complement, which is 139 equals 1382. Any of these three will give us the same x we have here. So whichever works for you should be fine. Now that we found the number that like rice, we now go to the B part, the beta part, which is one type of food. And the number that like one type of food, you are going to put these two regions together. Number that like rice only and the number that like yam only. These two like only one food. So one type of food only is going to be, let me put that here, beta, that is 8 over 3x plus 2 over 3x. And plugging in the numbers, you're going to have 8 over 3 times x is 339 plus 2 over 3, 339. And back to our calculator, that's going to be 8 over 3 multiplying 339 plus 2 over 3 multiplying 339, and that equals 1130. 1130. So 1130. And that is the last question for A. Let me quickly add that some will also redraw the Venn diagram where they'll have the value of x plugged in. And then with that, then you don't need to do all these calculations. You just pick the numbers from the Venn diagram. So redrawing the Venn diagram. And there you have it. So if you did this earlier, then you might not need to do all the other calculation because you just use the numbers. For example, 904 plus 226. That will give us the 1130 here, which are the regions for those who like only one type of food. And also, this is a number that like rice. So that ends is on the A. Let's go to the B part quickly. The B part has a diagram that is not drawn to scale, and it reads that in the diagram, AT is parallel to KV. If angle QPT is 110 degrees and angle CQV equals 80 degrees, find angle PQA. So this question really does not have so many words, and we'll go straight to that. The most important information here is that this one AT and then KV are parallel. So if they are parallel, then it means that AC here is a transversal and then PQ here is also a transversal, and they are going to help us solve our problems. First of all, the question we are solving is angle PQA, and that is right here, angle PQA. So we are simply going to put ideas of parallel lines and transversals together to solve, and we'll take it gradually. And the first thing we'll be doing here will be to establish the fact that angle QPT, which is the 110 degrees we have here, and angle VQP, which is the angle here, they are same side interior angles or co-interior angle. And if that is the case, then it means that they are supplementary, meaning that they add up to 180 degrees. So let me just write that quickly. Right, so I just decided to simplify everything. As I said earlier, these two are same side interior angles and they are supplementary. So simply put, this is 70 degrees. 70 plus 110 is 180 degrees. Now that we have this, there are so many ways we can get our missing angle now. And I'm just going to choose one of them. The angle here is vertical to the 80 degrees here. So that means that here too is 80 degrees. Then now taking angles on a straight line, we are going to have angle KQA plus angle PQA, which is the angle we are solving for, and then plus angle VQP equals 180 degrees. That is angles on a straight line. They add up to 180 degrees. So now putting in the values, we are going to have KQA is 80 degrees plus PQA plus VQP is 70 degrees. That should be equal to 180 degrees. 80 plus 70 is 150. So measure of PQA plus 150 degrees equals 180 degrees. And angle PQA will be equal to 180 degrees minus 150 degrees. Therefore, angle PQA will be equal to 180 minus 150 is 30 degrees. And I mean, I'm just showing how we got the answer, but if not, by looking at this, I would say, what do we need to put here to make 1, 2, 3, 180, and that will be 30. So that is it. And that is where I end the study for today. I hope you learn one or two things from this. If yes, then see you next time in my study room. Bye bye.